Emily Rasmussen.
And I'm Manny Frausto.
And this is 49er News. In this week's episode, a student organization ties together culture with physique, and also a current police investigation is underway.
But first, the ASI presidential election runoff ended yesterday. Let's go to Helen Zhao with who our future president will be.
2 weeks and two separate elections has determined the new ASI president to be Jose Salazar. He won this week's runoff after none of the candidates received the 50% of the vote necessary to win in the general election. In votes cast between Monday and Wednesday, Salazar got about 52.5% of the vote, while his opponent Todd Scher got about 47.5% of the vote. A third candidate was eliminated after he received the least amount of votes in the general election. 4,527 students voted in this week's runoff, about 12.8% of the student body. At the University Student Union, Helen Zhao, 49er News.
Thanks, Helen. The newly opened Dream Center is facing a little backlash from members of the CSULB community, with some people even trying to get it shut down. Here's Helen once again with the story.
I'm outside the Dream Success Center on the third floor of the University Student Union, which opened on Monday, March 9th to support undocumented students. Since then, those in opposition to the center have been attempting to get it shut down. They question allocating the school's resources to one specific group when they say that the general student body could use those funds.
The reason it should be shut down in this case is to put the money and the resources so everybody can, benefit from them, not just, a segment of the student body population. This administration wanted to allocate the resources and the funds to illegal immigrants instead of our veterans, instead of our disabled students, instead of our actual students that paid taxpayer dollars for this.
Dream Success Center Director Rafael Topete says the center's budget for the school year is just under $80,000.
You look at success. What's the success measures? Retention and graduation. And after that is your alumni, your employability. And if we can't improve as a whole, it's going to drag down the rest of the population, and then it's going to drag down the value of our degree. And that would be a disservice to the students, more so than opening a center and focusing on one population.
Moto is speaking with school officials and rallying student support to get the center shut down. Some students on campus voiced support for the Dream Success Center.
If they're obviously fighting for them, then that means they're trying to work hard and they're gonna use the resources for the right thing.
I think it shows progression, and I think it shows that we care for everybody and not just the regular student.
Director Rafael Topete says that debating the Dream Success Center can all be a part of a healthy dialogue, which he encourages among CSULB students. At the University Student Union, Helen Zhao, 49er News.
Thank you, Helen. Now let's go to Colin James with your crime blotter and a police investigation that occurred at the on-campus dorms.
This is Colin James, the police beat reporter at the Daily 49er. Police are currently investigating a sexual assault case that happened on March 22nd in the evening at one of the dorms. Both the attacker and the victim are males and they live together in the same dorm. Police say that they handle all sexual assault cases that handle on campus, or they work with other agencies when a student is involved in an incident that happens outside of their jurisdiction. And police are asking if anybody has information on this incident to contact them at one of their offices.
Thanks, Colin. Moving on to other news. An organization on campus used their tummies to do the talking about today's cultural diversity. Here's Brian Gutierrez with the La Raza Student Association.
The Panza monologues focus on the lives of Latina women, putting the panza, Spanish for belly, as a symbol of women's thoughts and struggles.
It was more of an empowerment for young, old, future Latinas to start taking a stance and to start claiming their bodies.
Stories varied from a child's imagination exploring what might be in the belly to the story of a Latina and the power behind their tacones. Each story offered a different message to those in the audience.
There were some really critical points in there where it got deep. There's a scene where the dad is hitting the mom and she's pregnant and there's children in the back and she's hitting the panza where the baby's at, and I think that it hit me.
At the end of the performance, all of the panzas lined up to end the monologues with an empowering statement. Tonight's performance of the Panza monologues reminded students, especially Latinas, to take pride in their panzas. From the USU, Brian Gutierrez, 49er News.
Thanks, Brian. Now it's time to check on your 49er sports with Michael Mendoza.
The Dirtbags won their series against Cal State Fullerton this past Sunday. Long Beach convincingly defeated Fullerton 6-1 in the series finale. This Friday, the Dirtbags face UC Santa Barbara in a 3-game series. The Big West matchup begins at 3 p.m. In women's tennis, Long Beach State defeated Harvard 4-3 at home. The win against Harvard is the 6th for the Beach against nationally ranked teams. Sophomore Julie Garrard clinched the victory in the matchup's last set. Long Beach's next matchup will be in the Big West Division versus CSUN. The competition takes place this Saturday. For men's volleyball, 10th-ranked Beach will play 2 nationally ranked teams. This Thursday, they'll square off against number 3-ranked Pepperdine. The game will be followed by Saturday's match versus number 13 Stanford. Both games will be hosted at 7 p.m. at the Walter Pyramid. The Long Beach softball team starts their conference play this weekend as well. The matchup is a 2-game series versus UC Davis at the 49er softball complex. Both games will take place at 1 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
Thanks, Michael. Once again, I'm Manny Frausto.
And I'm Emily Rasmussen.
And thanks for watching 49er News.